Mark Rosenman, New York Sports.
Good afternoon, Coach. Two questions, two-part question. If you were sitting here and watching this practice, you would not know it's September, the pace and everything. Could you reflect to the difference from 23 years ago with your first camp with Nashville and the way players come in today? And the second part of the question is, you mentioned the focus and the competitiveness of that first group. How much of that is a direct result from the success you guys have had the last two seasons?
Well, I think you might have answered a little bit of your own question, but a lot of, when it comes to, there's a couple questions in there. I think the pace and then the way players come into the game now, I think they come in and they're fit. They've got they get the touches. I think that's the biggest thing. I think they put a higher value to what they do with skill coaches and touches and all that. I think back in the day, guys would say, yeah, we're training. They'd come out and they would skate, but they would scrimmage. And when you scrimmage, you don't always get all the touches. You get some of the feel for time and space, but you don't get a lot of touches. And so your execution is not really great. I think players now understand that getting some of those things, the touches and the skill aspects and the edge aspects of their game, with the skill coaches and then the way they train, the skating coaches, all that, it's sort of, when they get to the scrimmages, it sort of helps them get through the scrimmages and execute through those. And that's probably the biggest thing. I know back in the day, you'd get probably 15 minutes of, shots and it's pretty loose and you're warmed up and then they go into scrimmage. And really it's at a pace that is not suitable for NHL caliber play. I think they've got understand more detail and it's more ingrained into them. And then, it adds to the pace when we do play with the veteran group that we had, even in both groups, there's a lot of veterans in there that play the right way, practice the right way. It just pulls everybody along. And I thought that was a direct result of a lot of the execution. We went to a bigger group that, if you remember 3 years ago, because I didn't know the players and I wanted lots of touches, I went to 3 even smaller groups of 17. We have a more veteran group this year, and I explained it to all 3 groups in our meeting, is that I really wanted to get 2 veteran groups of 20 guys, and that we're the younger guys and a couple of really important veteran guys for Bridgeport from a leadership standpoint, be in a small group so that they can work with the skating coaches, they can work with the skill coaches. And then we have what we call game development, so that they can develop their game in, positionally, and then still getting the concepts of the team stuff that we teach in the classroom, if you will, and on the ice. And they're going to be part of all the scrimmages. So they're going to get an opportunity to not only play in exhibition games, but also some of the scrimmages to show what they can do. But we felt it was really important for us to, because we have such a veteran group, that we could make 2 pretty veteran groups, bring some of the young kids along in some of those groups, and we may switch them out, as you see, in the next few days.